guys, welcome to another episode of Froning and Friends. I'm Rory McKernan, lucky enough to be on today's episode, so I'll be joining you here in the discussion with the whole crew. We've actually got a sushi bake, got food on the set, and you're going to get our real-time review of that. But first, a couple of words from our sponsors, beginning with Inside Tracker. As you all know, me and the Froning Friends crew have been using Inside Tracker for a while now to optimize performance and recovery. We all just got a blood test done leading up to the Open, and Inside Tracker is cool because it helps you learn what you're susceptible to, and then based on your blood work, they make recommendations for diet, for lifestyle, all the things that can help you to reduce whatever it is you need to reduce and optimize whatever it is that you're looking to optimize. So if you want to reach all your strength goals and all your life goals too, and you want to feel healthier than you've ever felt before, you need to make a change, and that's what Inside Tracker is all about. Inside Tracker analyzes your blood, DNA, and recently added the ability to sync with your fitness tracker to create a one-of-a-kind, science-backed action plan to help you reach your potential for better-than-ever performance and a longer, healthier life. Now, here's the cool thing. For a limited time, Inside Tracker is offering 25% off its Inside Tracker plan plus free inner age. The inner age is a cool feature that tells you where your body's age is in relation to your actual chronological age. Just visit InsideTracker.com/Froning and start using Inside Tracker today, because change is an inside job. Today's show, ironically, is also brought to you by RP Strength. I say ironically because we've got food on the set, and I had more sugar in one day than I've had in a long time. But if you want to get leaner and or build muscle, or maybe you want to increase your performance in the gym, give the RP Diet app a try. Just plug in your current stats, your goals, and timeline, and the app builds your diet. It'll tell you how much and when to eat and make weekly adjustments so you can stay on track to hitting your goals. Click the link in the description to get the app for 33% off for your first 6 months, and stay tuned to the end of the episode where we actually talk in detail about the RP app, how it's affected us, and also Inside Tracker gets a lot of love and attention in this one as well. Hope you enjoy the episode, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, sushi podcast.
Going? It's going. We're rolling.
All right.
Sushi
Nice.
casting. The only reason we're doing this is our second day in a row this week of podcasting. The only reason we're doing this is so Elly made sushi bake.
Settle a debate.
I kind of pouted
kind
a
of a
little
treat?
bit yesterday.
Treat.
All right.
Treat, but kind of a challenge to see if she could actually do it.
Well, Rich found it on the internet, and honestly, like, this is outside my cooking comfort zone. I don't even know how I feel about it at all. I love sushi, but this is the only thing on the planet I'm actually snobby about.
Okay, so what's in the thing there?
Okay, well, I guess we should investigate.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just this thing, it's that.
No,
Yeah.
that looks
So
amazing.
you're going to eat seaweed.
That's
That was because if this sucks, at least we get a good dessert.
And look at how fancy these are.
I know.
Yeah.
I was saying bougie chopsticks.
That was really like the competitor in me wanted to know who was best at chopsticks.
Ooh.
That was really the motive there.
So what we're going to do now is text the group every once in a while with a challenge for Elly to see if she can make it happen, just with our favorite foods.
So this is rice.
Okay, so it's...
Wow.
It looks so good.
You have to... I didn't realize because I tried to buy it all over the place, but Amazon couldn't get it to me in time. For taki, and I'm probably saying it wrong, is the seasoning... I don't know, Ben, you might know this. They use in sushi or these sushi bakes, and it's a mixture of toasted sesame seeds. So you have to toast the sesame seeds, a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and then you chop up seaweed. So that's a seasoning on the bottom. Then the sticky rice is regular rice. I can't remember if it's short or long grain. And then rice vinegar, organic rice vinegar, sugar, and salt. That makes it sticky.
Probably a perfect time to say that today's show is brought to you by RP Strength.
Well, it makes you feel better.
What are my macros on this one? It's like for the week. This will be my macro.
I just heard sugar twice.
You haven't even asked what's in the seafood part of
They
it.
gave me the breakdown, but yeah, it wasn't on tape. So what's happening right there?
No, the seafood part. There's still more. That's just
There's
the layer.
still more to
wait.
add to your
There's
macros.
more.
We're not
Wait,
there
there's
yet.
more. If you buy now,
Okay, so that's crab. Imitation crab, which I was also like trying to investigate what imitation crab was, and I was like, don't do that to
Is it
yourself.
real crab or no?
No, I believe it's...
It must. I mean, imitation.
Alaskan
would say
pollock.
Yep, that's it. Rich got it.
Well, okay. I'm still confused. What's Alaskan pollock?
I don't know.
Okay.
Imitation crab is what they use in imitation crab.
I think like when you get scallops, oftentimes it's actually a different fish. It's not always
Really?
a scallop. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I mean,
disturbing.
I think that like a 5-star restaurant would
Yeah.
have to like advertise correctly, but the
love
cheapies.
scallops.
So like I don't know why they do imitation crab though. Like, do we have a crab shortage
Yeah.
in the world?
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
I want real
I think
crab.
it's because it's actually expensive,
okay.
right?
So it's just
But you're
saving-
right. Maybe is there a crab shortage we need to investigate?
Or maybe there's a surplus of fake crabs in the ocean that
Those
they're
are
trying
the
to get rid
imitation
of.
Those
crabs.
Alaskan pollocks.
Yes.
Coming through.
On that note, there is a surplus of lionfish. They're taking over the Caribbean, but that's a side note. Anyway,
The more you know.
we could eat one of those, but that's like way outside my skill set. So crab, mayo, cream cheese,
Perfect.
chopped up cucumbers, and
That's all in the bake?
yes. Okay. And then it is more for Taki that I'm probably saying that word wrong. Than
Watch your mouth.
you shove it.
It was on my thing. It was on the chopsticks.
For
no,
Taki?
Never mind. No, it wasn't. Sorry. I said Taki.
And then sweet chili sauce, and then like a homemade yum sriracha sauce.
Wow.
Yum.
Bingo.
Yeah, sounds like heaven.
But I just really hope it doesn't taste terrible like a foot.
Oh, well,
It's hard. It would be hard to
I
that
don't
many
know.
sauces
Yeah.
and that many fatty goody things.
You
like,
think.
it's gonna taste great.
Yeah. You could pour all that stuff.
All right,
on
go
at the
in.
same time.
But for your macros, low sodium soy sauce is on its way.
Perfect. Thank goodness.
Save
If it was full sodium, I don't know if I would have been able to go in for it. So
You just would have quit.
it smells good.
You won't be retaining any water.
From all this. Ben, make sure you
Yeah,
come here and
Ben.
get some of
You have
this.
seaweed things.
Okay.
So there's
Okay, fine. Twist my arm.
This is, to the far right is salt and vinegar seaweed. That was like just, I don't know, the smell of seaweed gets me, and I love weird stuff like that. And then the middle one is just roasted salt. Oh my gosh, you just put that whole thing in your mouth.
Is it good?
Really?
Oh, dude, I'll give my kids a packet of this for a snack.
Really?
Seriously?
Oh, for sure.
Well, now I want to investigate.
Oh, because you just like, you were going to wrap the bacon in it?
No,
It is
like
good.
you just put it on your plate and you can put it on there.
Oh, I
There
like
is-
this.
There is seaweed
Right?
in there, but
It's
I
a
want
great
to.
snack. Virtually 0 calories or anything, so it's like it's not going to
So
fill
this
you
makes up for the
I mean,
sushi, yeah?
I don't know. That kind of really tastes like seaweed.
Eat your greens.
I think
It tastes good. I love seaweed salad. Do you like seaweed salad?
For sure.
you just
so good.
love dried seaweed like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
Ooh, I
If
do
you-
taste the salt and
if
vinegar,
You put it in,
though.
then you put the whole thing in your mouth and you just let it sit. It'll like dissolve. It's kind of like a fun snack too, you know.
Wow, I actually like the seaweed more if you let it sit on your tongue.
sesame
You're right.
one is better than
Have
the
you tried the
the
salt and
other one,
vinegar seaweed?
in
It's
my
good.
personal opinion.
So do I vessel it.
Good, yeah.
Seaweed,
Look at that.
yeah.
Look at
I
Ooh,
put on
that's
seaweed
smart.
too.
Some vegetable to it.
Oh,
Oh, it's smart.
are you sure? That
These
just be a
kind of
nice.
look like Harry Potter wizard sticks-ish.
They do.
You know what I mean?
Expelliarmus.
Ooh.
I got you.
Yeah, you do.
So.
I'm just trying to understand that I can leave seaweed in my mouth.
Are we doing it? Are we doing it? What are we doing?
Yeah. Take some.
Go after
I
it.
wasn't waiting for any approval.
I thought you were dishing it out.
No, that's really good.
Oh, thank you. So kind.
Oh, it's already cut out.
Yeah, I already.
Just
I'll just take the spork.
A
Spork.
spork. Ben,
love a-
get over
love
here,
a good
try this.
spork.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's pretty good. Real good.
Does it taste fishy?
No, not at all.
Take a couple of these
Kind of
for scoops.
pointless to have the chopsticks though.
Oh,
I
I
will
wanted
say.
to really see if you could use. I'm gonna use a chopstick.
Yeah, it's finger food.
It's finger food?
No, I'm trying it out.
Boom, you bet.
I invested in chopsticks.
Now you want more?
Yeah, I was gonna get some.
Elliot.
Oh, go for it. Boom.
It's good.
You're out.
Wow,
Really
that's like,
I wouldn't
That's
turn
a
it
lot
down
better
if
than
that
I-
turned into a podcast regular, but
yeah.
We're like Sushi Bake Tuesdays.
I really wanted tuna though, like ahi tuna.
Wow.
Yeah, I really was having terrible doubts about this. I was also concerned because I thought I over toasted the sesame seeds, but nah, they're okay.
Toasted properly.
Wow. Guys, I'm really happy about this. I thought it was gonna taste like weird fish.
It's really good if you put in this little seaweed wrap. Seaweed wrap.
Did you use the salt and vinegar? Or
I like the sesame one better.
Really?
Yeah.
So will you guys do like baked rolls when you go to a sushi restaurant?
I love the bake.
Jimmy,
Silver, you
here.
made it.
You're here.
We thought you were broken down on the side of the road.
No, you guys keep doing your thing. I'm just here to.
No, get
Come
over
get some
here.
food.
We can set you up.
Silver, come taste this.
it's
So-
terrible. You don't want any of it, actually.
Disgusting.
What?
Excuse me, but this is all cooked. It's cooked.
Jim, my
isn't-
whole view's changed of you.
Do you want me to make you one?
I don't know if you can you
It's
trust.
not really sushi.
Can you
It's
trust
dessert.
somebody that doesn't have sushi? Doesn't like sushi?
No.
What does that even mean?
Oh, that brings up a great point.
Sorry,
Did
I'm
you guys
busy.
drink from the hose as a kid?
Always.
Absolutely.
I don't
wasn't
trust
a-
somebody if they
I
haven't.
wasn't allowed to come in the house.
So you had to just survive off the hose.
Stuck outside.
Seriously.
Okay, Silver, you don't.
And Riddle.
Just like, no, I'm serious.
But seriously,
Tell me
in
more.
the summer, I was not allowed to come in the house.
Jim, it's so good.
My mom
scared.
also.
It's not gonna. You'll like
You
it.
weren't allowed to have Coke, but you could have Kool-Aid.
With full sugar.
Because the,
Just like-
the carbonation makes a big difference.
With the Kool-Aid that you could like actually see the granules still like floating in the bottom.
Well, it was kind of choose your own.
I get that.
Like
though.
you put so much sugar in it as much as you wanted.
Parenting's hard, you know. You just gotta feel like you're doing something.
I get it.
And you're like,
Yeah, now for sure. Yeah, I
you
still
can't
do
have
that. I'm like,
Why? I don't know.
Well, what
Because-
you can at least have some seaweed, Silver.
How are you with your kids when it comes to that? Then
yeah, we don't do soda really. I don't really drink it, so
Do you
No.
do Kool-Aid?
no. They actually drink a lot of water and a lot of milk.
Milk's good.
We don't really do a ton of juice, and if we do drink juice, it's like I try to water it down.
You gave up milk, regular milk, right?
Yeah, almond milk.
So
But
you-
they drink regular milk.
Have
Tasia,
you
how
done
do
a-
you handle that with your children?
You know what? First, I'm like, no water, no milk, just soda.
You tell Abe, no.
Only discipline.
Yeah.
Try it again just to make sure.
Yeah, just make sure it's still good.
So what is this? Did I miss all the setup?
Yeah,
Okay.
just eat it. Just enjoy.
It's so
Just
good. Oh, you
enjoy.
need chopsticks. Do you want to?
Rice and
Are you afraid
I
of
don't have
COVID?
germs.
No.
Okay.
Me and you're the only two that haven't had it.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, I
It's
needed
so
it.
good, Ben. Or Elly.
I'm really surprised because honestly, like in the process, like tasting things, I'm like, this is not going to be like this is going to be one of those first things where I'm like, wow, that was a fail.
I'm excited for you to try this, Jim, since you don't traditionally like this
I don't,
flavoring
and
combo.
I don't know how to use chopsticks either.
You're doing great.
How'd you get here?
Did you hitchhike to
tell
be
us
on
what
Good
this?
question.
Silver, that means so much.
Because he just called and said he couldn't make it, so we went ahead and started.
No, it
Yeah.
was good. The little backup truck, the cold destroyed the battery.
Oh.
So Kristen she
Oh,
came
the
back
cold.
fairly quickly. So
Do you have one of those battery packs that fits in your pocket that jump starts a car?
no, Ellie, I know you do.
It's my stocking stuffer. I have like 4. You want
You have
one?
a battery pack
Wait,
for
you have
everything.
Didn't I give you one?
Battery packs?
Yes.
Yeah. And you didn't use it.
Yeah, I don't even
What
know
kind
where
of
that
friend
is.
is that?
It is surprising because you're like Mr. like emergency kit. You could produce like give me a AAA battery.
It's really
You're
true.
like, "Oh, how many do you need? Okay, I got
I
up to
could,
5.
as a matter of fact. It is really weird. I went over and got in the truck and I was like, what just happened? I failed at life.
What I do.
Did you actually eat this? I'm
I did. It's actually really
But
good.
you don't like fish?
No,
I'm not gonna stare at you while you eat your fish, but kind of.
you can stare at me. It's okay.
Did you try the seaweed?
I haven't.
I
yet.
didn't cook the seaweed or dry it myself, so I have no
This is
attachment
delicious.
to that.
It's so
is
good.
this
I'm afraid of whatever
Pacific
that is.
seaweed or
It's organic.
is it
question.
Is it
Farm
wild,
raised?
wild caught or farm raised?
That's true.
It's Annie's Chewy's
Is it
organic.
imitation seaweed?
I kind of wonder.
Nitro from Buffalo Brew.
Here we
So
go.
good.
It
Nitro's
looks-
so good.
It's fantastic.
I can just
It's
see the
amazing.
caffeine bubbling in there. It makes me happy.
Oh my gosh.
That's nitrogen, actually.
It's not caffeine.
There's something in there that's making it
Caffeine
bubble.
bubbling.
I know caffeine is not visible. Thank you. Just
Well,
speculating.
sometimes you don't know. With
Oh, so we didn't stick with our. Remember, Tasia came up with the idea of, was it dumb comment or question of the day?
Oh no! So every day we take the dumbest comment or question that someone's presented and
Oh,
and
no,
make a
no,
Twitter
no.
page. So it's like
You said everybody.
Oh, I thought you meant like that were thrown
feel
at
like
you like from the internet.
no, just like
Me?
real. Because sometimes
What about Luke?
people, tend to ask some, questionable questions.
No, I have definitely grown.
I think it'd be a great Twitter page, honestly.
Luke's and Ellie's dumb comment of the day.
Yeah, it could be like the barn or CrossFit Mayhem's.
What was mine?
What do you think? Can we work with that?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I figured you blocked all of it
I
out.
want to remember what the question was that made me think that.
No, I didn't. Okay, asking the barn, the distance of the barn 17 times. I apologize
Okay.
for that. That was accurate.
That one's definitely over.
Oh, it wasn't really stupid. It wasn't a stupid.
As it
It wasn't a
was
stupid
expect-
comment. So the workout is basically a Tabata to get to 300 reps, and you go chest to bar, push up,
Let's see if
sit
they
up,
get
squat.
it. Let's see if you guys get this.
Okay.
Okay, then start over because I was tuned out.
So you have 3. Exactly. That's what I did.
You're like, okay, hold on.
So okay,
Exactly-
look. So you have to accumulate
Exactly how that works.
You have to accumulate 300 reps
Accumulate 300
in
reps.
20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and you rotate movements: chest to bar, push up, sit up, squat.
Yeah.
Right?
300 across all of them?
Just 300 total
He's
reps.
already asked one question.
I'm not talking. I'm not done.
Sorry.
I'm not even talking about explaining the workout because
Okay.
it is confusing.
Okay.
Ellie's had a nagging lat thing going on, right?
Dude, me too.
And
You
she goes,
too?
and she goes, it's like 6% away from being better. And I said, then don't do
I said
chest.
94%.
She goes, no, you said it's 6% away from being better.
Okay.
I said, don't do chest to bar. She goes, well, I think I could. And I said, do not do chest to bar. That's what hurts it. And she's like, no. And so but that's the argument. That was like a stupid, like,
I don't think people should be penalized for being excited. I was just excited.
I think people should be penalized for being excited.
But
yeah.
I
What
do
is it,
appreciate
PR
it. Thank
or
you for not
ER?
letting me re-injure
for
my
sure.
arm.
Sure. There's just not any truth in that, Ellie, for sure.
I
Some people are
appreciated
just
that,
too excited.
you know.
My dog gets too excited, and you know what happens when he gets
whip him
excited?
with a newspaper.
It pees all
I was
over
going to
my
say he
leg.
probably pees on himself.
I appreciate it. It's the reason that well, you guys are great athletes. Like, I just don't have, like, my lat was hurting the other day, and I was like, go lat pull downs. Sounds good. No shame.
Perfect.
Here we
Let's
go.
see if it still
Yeah,
hurts.
middle of the workout, I look over and Rory's on the lat pull down machine. I was like, hell yeah.
Switching it up, you know.
Get a pump in, Ro.
You guys can have the dessert is a dessert sushi roll. It's graham crackers.
This is the dessert?
It's a
Yeah.
s'more log.
It
Looks like
is.
a turd log, but it's delicious.
So I wasn't going to be
It's
bad.
not
but that's-
aesthetically pleasing.
It is not.
Oh, it is
It's
delicious.
100% cacao Rice Krispies.
Cacao.
Oh yeah, double melted chocolate, marshmallow fluff. I forgot all that stuff.
Did anyone have PB and fluff sandwiches as
Oh,
a
yeah.
kid?
Ooh, that sounds
So
good.
good.
What did you say?
Peanut butter and fluff sandwich. Have you ever had that?
Jet puff?
Peanut
yeah.
butter and fluff.
Yeah,
Peanut
that's
butter and
pretty-
jet puff.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. You've never had that?
Instead of
You know
peanut
the-
butter and jelly,
Yeah, you know the marshmallow jet puff?
you put bananas on
You
it.
put it on a sandwich
It's really good.
with peanut
having
butter?
an
It's
internal battle
delicious.
It must have
Do you
come
wanna
after
split
my
one?
time.
Yeah, let's split one.
That was like, did you guys?
Do you want these back?
No, take them. I'll use my hand.
Oh yeah, I guess I should still be using this. Did you guys ever have the rich special? How did you just? It was egg. We've talked about it
I'm
before, but
awesome.
eggs.
It's just an open-faced peanut butter and jelly with eggs
Thank
on
you.
top of it.
They're
Perfect.
so legit. Have you ever tried
Yeah, that
it?
doesn't sound bad.
It's
No,
delicious.
it's
I
really
could do
good.
that.
It's a little bit of a mix, but it's delicious.
There's napkins too.
This is delicious.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, both.
How could it not?
Both was really good, Ellie.
Thank you.
Wow.
I really wasn't expecting either to
I'm
turn
not
out.
upset.
I kind of like the food challenges, but maybe we don't get like.
What's like the
too crazy.
craziest thing or the
Man.
weirdest thing you
That's
grew up eating, family-wise?
Rory, you glad you got the call?
Oh, for sure.
The
I
bullpen
am,
call?
but I'm
Never
not. I'm
mind.
just like,
Yeah.
you know.
The bullpen call?
You had like a salad for
I'm like,
lunch
Rory, what are you
planned?
doing? He's like,
like-
well, I'm kind of working. I was like, you want to come podcast? Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Well, and the selling point was I've got food.
Yeah.
I did not know it was going to be this.
And you got to eat. Did you guys hear Jim's question? This is a good question.
Sorry.
What's the craziest thing you ate growing up that's weird? That like
Ooh, the chocolate,
only
yum.
your family did.
I don't know. My mom was pretty just straightforward with what we ate. She didn't really branch out. Always really good stuff, but it was just like
Yeah.
meat, potatoes, vegetables.
Same, but I'm unafraid of everything.
Yeah.
So like when my brother lived in Hawaii.
I used to be super picky, but I'm not anymore.
Have you ever had Spam?
Uh-huh.
I
I like Spam.
I used to do Spam like from 7-Eleven. They have Spam Musubi.
Really?
Really?
Spam on top of rice, like sushi style.
Yeah.
What does
Spam
it
on top
taste
of
like?
rice.
Oh, it's so good.
Ham. I mean, it's like just
Really?
dirty, delicious meat.
There's a commercial where they're frying it in a frying pan. They played it at the Super Bowl, like a Spam
Yeah.
commercial. It looks really good, but I've
It's
never
so
had it.
good.
So like textures don't bother you or anything either. Like you'd eat like Rocky Mountain oysters if we brought them.
For sure.
Really?
Dislike raw onions. Can't do raw onions. Think it tastes like feet.
Yeah, I don't do olives, either black or green.
Yeah, I'm an olive fan.
And then I,
I
don't
like
do
green.
asparagus.
But you don't like
Yeah.
cilantro either.
I don't like cilantro.
I hate the aftermath. I really
will
do
eat
hate
cilantro.
the smelly pea from asparagus.
I don't like it either.
You know, I'm like, why?
Asparagus smells horrible. The whole thing.
Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, the whole thing around. But yeah, nothing really freaks me out.
I'm kind of intrigued by that. I think we should have like a freak out Rory food day.
Let's go. Hey, dude, like even watching Fear Factor back in the day, I was like, I'd eat some bugs
You'd
for
eat
$1 million. You kidding me?
Bugs?
Oh.
Yeah.
For $1 million?
I have
Yeah.
never seen anything on that where I'm like, for $1 million, I would not do that.
Would you guys chomp a tarantula for $1 million?
I mean, if it couldn't hurt me,
If it wasn't poisonous.
I feel like the roach
100%.
one was they did, right? Eat a roach.
actually,
Oh, my goodness.
I saw
No.
one where they had so they shot at a target, and if you hit a bullseye, no problem. But anywhere outside, like it was the number of pickled pig scrotums that you had to eat. And that visually, I was like, oh, I don't know, man.
I don't know about that one.
Because it just looks like a whatever, like a squid or something, but you know.
Have you had tongue? Like cow tongue?
I've had cow tongue. Didn't love it. Oh, you know what was nasty? The Icelandic delicacy of the fermented shark.
Ben
Disgusting.
crushed that.
But it was gross, right?
Oh, I thought it was shark.
I don't like. I like calamari, but I don't like when they're the
don't like
actual
the
tentacle person
don't like
things.
calamari.
I'm like, I'm good when they're just the circles
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
or pieces or strips.
Yeah.
But when you throw some tentacles on there, I'm like, I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Have
there's
you
also-
had Rocky Mountain oysters?
I don't think I have. No.
No, we're
You
gonna.
know what they
that
are?
is, right?
Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is.
That was a thing in Colorado.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big deal.
I remember seeing them. I never remember like.
I mean,
don't
do
think we
people
ever
like
ordered
the
them.
taste, or is it like the novelty
I've
of it,
never
or
had
what?
it. Like I know there's a couple of bars where I grew up that was their big thing, and people would come in, but I just was
Yeah.
like, not doing that.
Yeah, I don't really know that I'd be super. Well, in Iceland, Ben was walking around with a bag of fish, and he was dumping M&Ms in it. So imagine what the place smelled like. This bag of
Ew.
fish, and Ben's like, "I got some. Anyone want any?"
Ew.
Why were you putting M&Ms?
Yeah, I get your
M&Ms and
angle.
fish, huh?
Yeah.
Like a trail mix.
As soon as you open that bag, though, you could smell it.
Oh, it was so.
Oh man,
It was.
But it was
that's what freaks me
pungent.
out about fish.
What's your go-to though?
Food-wise?
What's your like last meal?
Ooh. How many courses first?
Now just pick one thing.
You
like
only
if
get
you
one
would
thing?
get one thing.
It's got to be a good ribeye for me. I just like a good steak.
Mine's brisket has moved up. Mine's the top right now. I'm
Real.
gonna try the burn ends this weekend.
Yes.
I'm gonna try
Oh.
that. I watched some Meat Church video on it. I'm gonna try it.
Burnt ends is legit.
Do you need like help after it's done?
I was gonna say, do you need taste testers? Or like,
No,
Is it
actually,
a food challenge?
what day was
Do you
that
want to
gonna be
film
done?
a podcast?
I don't
around
need any
it?
help with that. No.
Hey, Rich, I challenge you to bring
Oh, we're
burnt
friends.
ends to the
I'll
podcast.
selfishly eat that all by myself.
So for my question, burn ends only come from one side, right?
Yeah, so I watched a video on it. So you have the flat and you have the tip on a brisket.
Right.
And then the way his name's Matt on Meat. He owns Meat Church or runs Meat Church.
Meat
We got
church.
soy-
Wow,
soy
that's
sauce.
cool.
But we don't really need it anymore. But anyway,
Can you get saved at Meat Church?
all of his like he's got
Nice, Silver.
like the
And go
names,
to-
like vegans come up to the front.
Chris, thank
Yeah,
you so
yeah.
much.
And go to
names of
Do you want any sushi bake?
It'll kill me.
Are you
because I
allergic?
want to go to Meat
Oh, sweet
Heaven.
goodness.
That's what I'm driving
That
at.
would
a
be
lot
wonderful.
of the his seasonings have like ones like Holy Gospel, and, like all
Like
this
So
stuff.
funny.
Like
Meat
yeah.
church. That's I can.
But yeah, you have the tip and you have the flat,
Yeah.
and then there's like a layer of fat between the two. And so the way I'm gonna try it this weekend. I've never actually tried it, but you kind of separate them and you cut that fat out in between to where you can completely separate the tip from the flat, or you can keep them connected. And the way he said to do it is keep it connected, but that way you can season underneath.
Huh. But how much do you actually get out of each brisket? Like how many burnt ends would you get out of each brisket?
The video that he sends depend on the size of the brisket.
Yeah, right.
'Cause, I mean, they range from,
But you just chop that thing off and cut it into little pieces?
yeah. So what he did was once he finished, like your normal brisket, he took the flat and put it and let it rest, like you usually let it rest, and then he took the tip and cut it into 1-inch cubes, and then put some like barbecue sauce on it, kind of tossed it, not like bury it in barbecue sauce, but kind of
Yeah.
toss it in some barbecue sauce, throw it back on the grill for another like hour at 275, and it like caramelizes all the barbecue sauce
Come
on it.
on.
What
And
if,
that's what makes it like crispy.
Delicious.
what if we buy the piece of meat and then bring cornbread souffle? If we pay for the meat and then even give you a side in exchange, would you cook it?
Sure.
Okay, I'm glad we have that on. Okay.
Another no would have been just
Yeah. That was nice. Sure. It'll never happen.
Bring
so.
the other slab of meat.
Where do you
Yeah.
buy it from?
Any grocery store, Publix.
Do they have a
Kroger.
good one though? Because like in Florida, there's like better places to buy like huge.
Yeah, I mean you just gotta.
You look like you
Publix
know.
In California it was Costco, but here Sam's Club probably
Sam's
has
Club,
good
Publix
meat, right?
has a good one. I bought this last one from E3. And
How
they
big was
shipped
it?
12 pounds.
Nice.
It was big.
I bet theirs is like
It was good.
legit.
It was really good.
Rich.
I have, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nope, you're good. Go
Have
ahead.
you tried that hummus yet?
I have not tried that hummus yet. Sorry.
I
We
left
had-
it there for your
It was.
family.
I know, but it was Kelly's. It was. You want it back? It was Kelly's birthday, so we went out to
Oh, yeah, it was
Bellacino's
Kelly's
last night
birthday.
for Kelly's birthday.
I'm so bummed
Why
because
do I-
Jim loved it.
What I feel like you're personally connected that
That hummus is the best hummus I've ever
you
had in my life.
have you
Have
tried
you
that hummus?
tried the Boar's Head sweet chili garlic hummus?
No, but I'd be all over it.
It's like,
It's really good.
but hummus is good. This is next level.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. You just got to try it.
Brady
Trying to
made
bring-
chocolate hummus the other night, and I thought like chickpeas and chocolate would not be good. Nah,
Who makes
it works.
chocolate hummus?
Brady.
Oh, it's good. It just tastes like chocolate. I was fine with it.
Have you had chocolate gravy?
That's the next thing I was
No.
going with.
No.
Yeah, it's good.
What is it?
I have had chocolate gravy.
What's in
Biscuits and chocolate biscuit.
Yeah,
Chocolate.
biscuits, and then there's a chocolate mix that looks like a white gravy, only it's chocolate.
It's good.
And you pour it over the biscuits.
That doesn't
I
sound
grew up
terrible
with
at
that.
all.
My mom made that, and then when we came here,
And then it's
they had it here in
the
Cookville.
thing here. Yep.
Where?
Well,
They
there's
used to have it at Stop and Go.
Stop and
feel
Go
like I
had it.
saw it on
That's
a
where we
sign.
found it. I was so
Yeah, I
happy.
don't
We went
know
there
where
every
else you
Saturday
can get it.
morning. All Good
Somebody else-
Diner has
okay.
it.
I was about to say, somebody
It's really
around
good.
here makes it. Matt Billings' mom used to make it. It was really good.
Chocolate gravy.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean,
gonna wrap my head
if
around
I'm being
what's
honest,
in
I haven't
that.
tried it, but I do know what you're talking about. It's intimidating, you know. It's the same as like looking at that. Because I'm like when it comes to food, it's like taking an alcoholic into a bar. I'm like,
Yeah.
food, like I won't stop, man.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'll make myself sick. Like I had to lay down to watch the Super Bowl because my stomach hurt so bad.
What did you say? You ate half brisket and half that was
I
something
ate
else?
probably 6 pounds of that brisket, and then 6 pounds of Oreo cream cheese, whipped cream
Oh, that's what.
Yeah.
mixed
It's a good
together.
combo.
But I did have
Oh,
a
it sounds so
strawberry on
good.
each one, so
So you had your
So you had
fruits.
fruit.
for sure.
Oh man, that's like.
I was just. My fast usually ends at 8. I ended it at 7 because I was like, I gotta stop. It was the only way to like make myself stop. I'm like, all right.
And the RP app is just like smoking on your
Yeah,
phone.
it's like stop, danger.
I was like, I hate when the notifications came up on Super Bowl Sunday, and I was like, I'm gonna lie to you, RP. Why don't you stop asking me? Stop. I don't want to check in my meal. Like,
Turning you off.
yeah.
I was gonna say, so that would be like Tasia, you've been logging food forever too. So if you know you're gonna have a day like that, do you just log, like make it seem like it's every other day, or you just don't log at all? Like if you know
I would
you're
say
not.
I don't log
Yeah.
when it's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess RP doesn't have that same latitude, so I will admit though, I'll be like, I was over macros, but it doesn't allow you to put in like I
Yeah.
can't say how much I actually ate. I just say I was over macros.
So you can't
that's
put
smart,
6
yeah.
pounds of brisket, 18 things of icing. That works.
Exactly.
We got this
So
kid.
just lightly over.
Yeah, I just max them all
Yeah.
out.
There's this kid on the mindset call yesterday. He's an engineer. He's super smart, and he was talking about his macros and how he lies. And he's like intelligent, like so he can make all the numbers add up and shift it all around. And like,
Why? Yeah. What's the point?
that we were talking about integrity, and we were
Speaking
I
about
was
macros.
I was challenging him with that.
But that's the problem is like then
Right.
you won't hit your goals, right? So right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
RP is trying to kill me. It's like, hey, bro,
You have,
remember
like, one of those,
carbohydrates?
like-
No more of those.
I can't even.
They're done.
Sip a bite of those.
On the cuts, I can't even, like some of the people in the M30 challenge last month were talking about like what their numbers were for the cuts.
Yeah.
And Gary's number, he was allowed 5 carbs per meal. And I said, that's not even spinach. Like you don't even get like 4 pieces of spinach. And I was like, I'm proud of you, keep it going, but
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. You know?
But it's only if you miss, like
Yeah.
the first, I guess I'm on like day 35 of 55, and I missed a lot,
Yeah.
And so the scale, what your buddy can't lie about is a scale, right? So
For sure.
I guess
For
you could
sure.
lie about it. But every time
what's
you
the
step
point?
on,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
And there might be something wrong
Just a
with
whole
you.
lie.
Yeah. You have this app and you write down fake things every day, and
You just
You
Seems
lie
learn
like a
about
lot
it.
of wasted time.
for sure.
But how many days have you done it now? What are you like? Have you seen any differences? It said, would you
yeah,
20, 30
I had
days?
I had a huge amount of success. When would we go to BCS? When was that? June. Mm-hmm. Back in that, I was doing great. Mm-hmm. Because I was eating as many macros as I wanted to and still lost weight.
That's awesome.
But yeah, this time around I was kind of loose. I was like fast and loose at night, and then it caught up with me.
Yeah.
So I'm probably down 4 pounds from where I started.
Nice.
I'd like to be light for the open.
How about the body composition? Like, are there changes there?
Here, let me show you. No.
Funny you ask.
Shall we?
I think so. Actually, I think that's part of the problem is because we started that squat program, and I'm not as religious about it as you guys are. But I'll do at least 1 squat session a week.
Yeah.
Which I had 0 of that. So I think composition-wise, I've definitely put on muscle.
Yeah.
My legs hurt.
For sure.
My legs hurt today from.
So are you
yesterday.
as strict on the RP stuff as you were with the paces on that row yesterday?
I would tell you this: I don't try as hard as I was trying yesterday.
Oh man,
Those paces were science fiction
so
for me.
good.
Chris was giving me like, you got this. Yeah, you're great. You're a big guy. Blah, blah. And I was like, nah, man.
Did he
Oh,
give
you
you
just let it go.
Before
He
we
gave me
started,
Rich's
you were
pace.
you were pretty like, yeah, I could do that, easy. The
I
the
could've
hard
done-
pace.
What I didn't know was about the rest.
Yeah.
I could have done it if I just rested in between.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
holding the
Yeah.
2-minute rest, I was like, bye.
We did it. So it was just seven. Like
what
it
was it?
looks simple because you're like, oh, seven. It was 7 sets straight through. Minute fast, minute easy. But he has your paces calculated based on your
Easy.
6-minute row test. And so our fast was 1:37 and our easy was 2 minutes. You're supposed to be able to recover at a 2-minute pace. And we start out and Rory's smashing the fast and I look over and he's going 1:57. I was like, bro, slow down.
Oh, jeez.
It's gonna add up. Like that 3
Yeah.
seconds makes a huge difference, actually.
And I couldn't work it out, though. Like,
And then
I
by,
couldn't
like-
slow down.
Yeah.
It was
And then
when-
by like 3 or 4, you were at 1:41 on the fast and like 2:09 on the slow.
Why are you looking at my monitor, you
Good.
man?
I was like, because I wanted to
keep
see,
your eyes on your own thing.
because I wanted to see you explode because I knew you weren't doing what he said.
Well, you know, Scott, like, he's just got a way of being very, very honest and dry. And
He is very
we
honest.
we finished, and then I finally like picked myself up off the floor. He was like, "Wow, you really look like you're in pain."
You're like, yes, I am.
Thank you,
You're
Scott.
like, perfect. Awesome.
Good. Hope the camera was that way.
That workout sucked. That was hard.
It was, yeah, man. I 3 rounds was okay, and then just came in hot. Yeah, just
I tried to give you like the pep talk
Yeah.
of like, hey, we're halfway with this one, and you
Wouldn't
were gone.
You're like,
Gone.
that
Wouldn't have
stayed
mattered.
in my.
How far into your CrossFit career did like the numbers on the
The
machines
pacing and stuff.
really start to make sense to you, and really you could use it?
Probably 2 or 3 years, I guess. Like when we trained when we first started, it was just go as hard as you. Old Kalipa method. Just go as hard as you can and try to keep the wheels on as long as you can.
Go
And I
slide.
honestly I missed part of that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not
I love
knowing.
that Jackie whenever it was at regionals,
Mm-hmm.
Central East Regional, and everybody's rower was like backed up 13 feet. By the
Yeah.
time you're done with it, you're just pulling for the
Yeah.
fences, you know?
Yeah. And then, so any workout that was short or heavy, I would beat Darren. And then anything over probably 8 to 10 minutes, he would beat me. And so I finally started figuring, because he would pace really well. And so I finally figured out that. And then once I started doing I used to row, I think it was anywhere from 3 to 4. There was like a Miko documentary that came out, and he rode 5K a day. I think it was just straight 5K. It wasn't even intervals.
In a basement.
In a closet.
Yeah, a closet.
Wow.
And so I was like, I need to start rowing. So I did almost every day for a couple of years, like 3K. And so I
Yeah.
just learned my paces on the rower for sure. And then they transfer pretty close on different machines.
But now you're probably even to the point where, like, if I covered the monitor up, you could probably more
Pretty
or less
close.
know where you're
Yeah,
at.
pretty close.
But do you guys have those standards in your mind where, like, I feel like you get to a certain point where you've done it long enough where you're like, oh, I don't want to go below or higher than 2 minutes on my slow. Kind of like to your point, like you just have like a number in your mind, like I'm not for you 157. Like, do you guys have that, or now you're like, nah?
That workout was
On the
pretty
workout.
specific.
Yeah, it just depends on the workout.
But no, I mean, you're asking the wrong guy. I'm like, my fitness goals are like hang with the kids, but
Survive.
yeah. But I mean, when I'm feeling good, yeah, I'll definitely try and like. But I don't know paces like that. I know what I'm capable of for like a 1K, but translating that into like the course of a workout, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I was watching your monitor because I remember at the train with Rich when we did the workout, it was like sprint, and then you were supposed to like hit a recovery, and you were just everywhere, everywhere, not even close.
The recovery's hard, dude.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
you're trying to go slow, but not too slow, and hit
Yeah.
the mix. It's weird.
Yeah.
Isn't that the value in what Coach
Yeah, I
Insaw's
think
doing?
that's
is
what
the pacing
with
and
what
the,
Chris does. He's got a good grasp of in endurance stuff.
Yeah.
What those paces most of the time we're still working out on some different machines and trying to figure out some of those.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he's got it pretty dialed in and like, all right. Honestly, it really gives you the knowledge base to where if a workout shows up, you can kind of figure that out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you had to do a workout that was a row and the row was technically the rest portion, like what is that going to be to where you can hop off the rower and still move type deal. So
Especially on running for me. So
Yeah.
like if I'm that bad at pacing on a rower where you have a cheat code in front of you and it's
yeah,
like hold this
running I'm
pace.
awful.
Running, I just don't have
Yeah.
that in my head. He's
Yeah.
great at making that like second nature if you practice enough.
Makes sense.
Do you remember? I mean, we used to do twice a week on the track with Hinge House programming, and it was. I don't know how he even came up with the paces, but they were so, like, they got you to almost like borderline blackout phase and I don't, like, how did he even, like, they were so bad.
They're so bad.
They were really, I mean,
so bad.
Bad good, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, he's really great at that.
When did you go in your career? When have you gone like full send and just crashed?
Triple threes.
Yeah.
Pretty notably. I walked. The very first CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
That final event.
That was awesome.
It was so bad.
That was awesome.
So bad.
Like
So
you just
bad.
went for it. No pacing. You just
I was the
went
only
out.
person to finish the first workout. And nobody else got even close.
Yeah.
And
when
then
I-
I finished the first workout, and the second workout was just a yard sale. Doing singles on toes. And actually, I didn't finish that bad on
Yeah.
the second workout. I was like 8
Yeah.
or something like that.
But
then,
you looked human for a second.
Yes, I was very human.
Yeah. I always wondered about
I just
that.
couldn't rope climb.
Did you, in your heart of hearts, did you know that it was just going to be the 3? Because that's what always freaked me out.
I had
Like,
no
you
idea.
went ham on this one, and I was like, what if you got to go down and all the way back?
Dude, you had no idea.
Yeah.
I was just like,
just go.
Here we go.
I got this. I can push up and do overhead squats. I'll smash this. And then just got smashed. Honestly, I think if I could have rope climbed, though, I would have been
you'd been
fine on
fine.
the next one. But still, I was like, dude, that whole event just gives me, like,
That was fun.
I don't want to use the term PTSD because that's a real thing.
Yeah.
But
Right.
man,
Yeah.
I was so, like, just, that hurt me for a couple months. Like, so messed up from that
Yeah,
mentally.
but everybody that did that, like, what an inoculation for the future. You know what I mean? Like, just
Jeez.
a dose that the next time you're that much stronger, I'm sure.
It was so bad. So bad. I
Well,
hated
when's
it.
the opposite? Like when you
Paced.
you pace yourself. And
I've
you
paced
won.
way too many workouts, actually. Honestly, you look at, I mean, there's several at the games that I was like, I should have put. There was, I guess one that comes right to mind is the thruster legless. When they had all the like that crazy rig in there,
gosh.
I just waited too long on one or two, and I could have had a better time on that. I paced that overhead squat. I should have. Instead of going for 400 in hindsight, I should have went for like 380 or something.
No way, dude. Another one of my favorite moments. Like, no way. It was perfect.
And then the muscle up biathlon that year, I should have broke that second set instead of trying to go unbroken because I failed my last rep. My
Oh,
very last
gosh.
rep in that middle set, I failed just because those high rings I wasn't used to. Had to do a penalty lap and then failed my last rep on the last round.
Oh,
And so I
gosh.
dropped to like 13th or something. That's a workout I should have crushed because muscle
Mm.
ups for my size, I should be decent at them. What else? Triple threes, I did not do well. I was pretty sick or hot or something when that, and I just didn't run before that. So, yeah, that's like the ones that stick out in my head. I guess there's probably more than that I'm like,
When I've been around you training,
Mm-hmm.
it's something I think is interesting. I've only seen you fail once.
I feel a lot.
I'm talking about in the middle of a workout, and you dropped it.
Oh yeah,
Now I'm not talking about strength stuff,
right.
and because you just gotten pretty good at really kind of understanding what
figuring
that
out
means.
when I'm ready to be
was a
able to do
bench
something.
press workout,
Yeah,
and I don't know, I can't remember. I think you came and got the bar, and you were like, I got greedy. You went for four.
one for one. Yeah, one extra,
one
probably.
extra one or whatever. But it doesn't happen a lot to you guys. There's
No.
not a lot of that goes on with any of you guys because you really kind of learned what that means and figured out how to pace it. And
Yeah.
you just don't.
You don't push past that point. You got to, you
Yeah.
know that point. You want to like, you talk about the technique versus intensity in level 1 stuff, and it's like you want to like maybe kiss the wall, but you don't want to hit the wall. You know, like
Yeah, well, I
Floats.
can talk about hitting the wall a lot. Pairing with Rich and trying to like keep up. So
that's
A little
Taja's
different.
that's Taja's red line noise.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, okay, we're gonna slow down a little bit.
Rich hasn't failed a lot, but like when he's paired with me and I like failed. Remember when I failed that Toda bar training for the games in 2019? It was so embarrassing.
I don't remember that.
I failed Toda bar.
I didn't remember that. No
Yeah,
Yes.
see, you totally
Yeah.
forgot.
Short
I've
memory.
just been holding on to that for years. So.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that whatsoever. I do remember Dre missing 225 last year at
I
Rogue
remember that.
Invitational a lot.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Too.
What about in your individual career? Did you have some?
I think I failed more on team just because you push, like you're in a position where you're forced to push outside your comfort zone. It's easier to stay in your comfort zone, at least for me when I was as an individual. But when I'm trying to like keep up with Rich or Dre or China or whoever, it pushes me a little bit past that.
Yeah.
Love dark moments.
Yeah, for sure. Like the first time wasn't the first time I did it, but the first time that I like did a full day at train with Rich and I was on the worm with Darren, I was like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
You'd have it rough on the worm too, though, because you're tall. And if you're the tallest one on there, like it just says you're gonna have to do more work. It's just
I was tall and the least fit, for sure. You know.
You don't want to
So
be
you
the
got to
least
be
fit
big.
on the worm.
No.
Let me tell you.
I told you Darren told me his strategy.
Just bury you.
Yeah, he's like, you find
Bury the weakest link.
Yes.
find the
Get
one
rest.
teammate and you bury him and you just try and carry him through the rest of the way.
Yeah. It's really fun when you're not the one being buried.
Oh, I'm sure.
Seriously. Any team workout,
Yeah.
if you're a partner workout and you can push them just past, like if it's touch and go or something like that, and you push them to where they have to break, they're done.
Yeah.
Because
And
you
you're
get
good.
longer rest,
Yeah.
and then they keep getting shorter and shorter rest because your rest gets
Yeah.
longer and longer.
Which is comical because Darren would not let Ted not be in the front of the worm. Like even at like regionals, Ted would be like, "Let's switch," and Darren's like, "You're staying up there," and you're like, "Come on."
Darren had a women's bag and didn't say anything on the worm.
man.
Remember that?
When?
When we were training for
yeah.
regionals and his bag was like 50 pounds or something.
"That
He's
felt
just
good."
like crushing it. We're like, this isn't right.
And everyone else is
I
getting
feel great
buried.
today.
Yeah.
Man.
And he knew.
He must have known it was light because our team got on the worm after them and we're
was
like,
like-
something's wrong.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
He's like, "Oh man, I felt good." And we're like, "Yeah, you can't believe you."
It's one of my favorite Darren memories. Just totally
he cracked
smashed
me
up.
up.
Mistake.
Such a Darren.
Honest
Such a
mistake.
but it's
Yeah.
such the antithesis
so-
of Darren.
So good.
Had so many. Oh, he was so funny.
The best is when he didn't want to compete that year. And he was just like, well, because Angelo couldn't do it. He's like, I mean, both the girls made it to regionals as individuals. We'll just not do a team. And I was like, no, Darren, you signed up for it. Ted's gonna do it. Well, no, I think we're good. The girls. And I'm like, both of those girls want to compete on the team.
Yeah.
You signed up for it. No, I think we're good. He ended up doing it, but it was just like.
We had so much fun
And it
too.
was epic.
It was like,
Yeah,
It was
great.
epic.
But it's so
oh,
funny.
gosh.
Yep.
I still, that whole year
One of the
just
coolest,
makes me smile.
coolest things about Train with Rich is that people come and they get an opportunity to kind of test the worm. And we've got varying levels of weight with the worms we have. And for sure, I'm not a competitive CrossFit athlete, but the hardest thing I've ever done physically is to be on the front of the worm.
Sucks, yeah.
And to get all that figured out, that 100 pounds plus what it means, it'll bury you. It's some of the toughest stuff I've
The first
ever
time
done.
you get raked in the face with the worm,
wow.
you have a new respect for it.
Or you watch somebody fly, it gets dropped wrong and their body is
Dre
rejected.
I was literally
The first
thinking
day,
that.
oh man.
Oh my
I remember being
gosh.
so mad at him.
Oh, did you tell that story? It's so
I
good.
think we've talked about it before, but there was the first day Dre trained with us on
Yeah.
the team, and he'd kind of taken some time off too.
And he was like not training. He was training on his own. So we were like, where are you,
Yeah.
Dre?
yeah, and we went to drop the worm. He was just getting pummeled.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he was in front of the worm? Was he in the front for that for
I
some
think he
reason?
was in...
In
No, I think he was in the middle
he's-
because the
in
worm
the
took him
middle?
down.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
he was close to the camera for some
but
reason.
we're doing clean and jerks or something, and we all dropped the worm, and Dre kind of is workout drunk, where he's just getting buried, and then the worm just takes him out, it looks like he gets sniped, and it's just slow mo. It's on his.
Yeah,
but
he
doesn't have
doesn't have
Instagram
Instagram
anymore.
anymore.
We'll have to have him send
was a
the
good
video.
moment.
It was-
Have you seen that? No, were you? Nice.
What about Rich? It was such a weird scene because everyone sees Rich invincibly strong. There aren't many things that I've
When
never seen.
Tasia
you
bailed
get,
on me?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't see
two different sides to the story.
No, there's no two sides
Yes,
to the
there
story.
is.
You guys
It was one of the-
Get weird.
It was we're training for China,
yeah.
and the one workout, which it's dumb. Two people leave, and it leaves two people holding the worm. You have to hold the worm.
In China.
No, we were training.
We were training for
traveling
China, but the workout was that where you had
Yes.
where you had two people holding the worm, waiting for two people to run.
Yep.
And tow to bar or something.
It was like,
Yeah.
run or something.
Something.
Yeah, run.
Something. It was just
something
run.
out
Yeah.
back because you were
It
running
was just
back and
run.
forth.
And so China and Dre leave, and so it's me and Tasia, and the bag is weird somehow on Tasia, and Tasia's just like, peace.
Okay, it wasn't exactly how it happened. To be fair, we were the
And-
first ones trying to get centered.
The thing takes me back. It just smashes me.
But
And,
it was
my
in slow
head
motion.
Gets pushed.
Like-
I'm stuck in the worm.
I
Where,
think-
I get pulled back, and then folded, and then the worm folds on my head.
Okay.
So I'm like,
that did happen. The worm.
Imagine it on his neck like a boa.
How you're describing it fall
And he
on
was
top
slow.
of you did happen. I didn't just.
she goes,
screw
oh, I
you."
can't do it.
Okay, it was not on the right way, and I was like struggling, and I fell, I tripped, and then it squished your head.
A worm fails video would be fantastic.
I don't
Because
know.
the
It was
actual,
so-
the
but
actual
you
event
fought
in
it for a
Shanghai was
second,
hilarious.
too.
I
Like,
tried
it-
valiantly to hold, and I was just like, I can't do it. And it was just
Yeah.
like slow motion from there, and my head is just.
And then he was
and I
mad
can,
because
watching was
nobody
like-
helped him.
and I can see everything, and I'm stuck.
I was like, my B.
That's fantastic.
Oh my
But the
gosh.
event in Shanghai was pretty funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had some teams, it was like the worm was gonna touch the ground, the guy's like on his tiptoes, like hips fully extended, just struggling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that
Good
thing
times.
that'll punish you, that's
Got
for
crushed by the
sure.
worm.
Yeah.
So, for the sake of asking, why is the front the most notoriously
I
difficult?
think it's because you don't have people on the
Yeah.
front and back. Like, so in the middle, it's kind of
Yeah.
like.
when cadence goes off the front, or is that always different?
No, I would rather be on the front and handle more weight than be in the middle and call. I don't like to call. So I've never really been the middle person, except for there was one event at the games in 18, that final event with
Oh,
the
yeah.
thrusters.
I forgot you switched that.
Because my knee, I
Yeah.
couldn't. It was so like swollen that I couldn't get below parallels.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Hey, Hewitt, stay in the front,"
Yeah.
because it's gonna be mostly squat anyway. So
I feel like if you're on the front and the people behind you aren't in sync,
Yeah.
you're getting whipped around.
Yeah.
Everything's
You're getting pulled
shifting
around
and
and
you're If everybody behind you is in unison,
yeah, I think it. Like I said, a lot of that has something to do with it. But then also having people on either side of you to
Right.
help lift,
Yeah.
and you're kind of in unison, then it makes it easier.
It's like a dumbbell versus a barbell. Like a barbell, like you can keep, like
Yeah.
it's, that's
Yeah.
That's not very
That's what I did that
articulate,
day with Darren. I just hung on, and at every lunge they just brought me up with them. It's like an additional 200 pounds of dead weight.
Ugh. Well, and that's why like the people around you, when you hold the worm, like it's a tower, so they get half the weight, and you have, I was like,
Were you on the front or the back or the middle?
Zero memory,
Mm.
like zero
Blocked it out.
recollection
Blocked
except
it
for
out, huh?
red. Yeah,
Yep.
just like
just survive.
I was on pain.
Pain.
But speaking of performance, did you guys get your inside tracker results back? I can't believe they got back so quickly.
Yeah, I got mine back.
Excuse
Good.
me. Did you see any differences?
I have some
Yes.
work to do on my liver.
Why your
Really?
liver?
oh wow.
I think it's because we work out so much and my body just can't filter all the crap that I break down the muscle tissue. So I'm eating a lot more greens.
How's that going?
Good. Eating a bag of salad a day.
What kind of salad?
For reals, you said this yesterday.
Yeah.
Are you really eating a bag of salad a day?
Yeah, it's like one of those salad packages.
Yeah.
But not like iceberg lettuce. Like
Why are you doing
spinach.
that?
That's what they told me to do. Eat
Oh.
more, eat more
That's
greens.
what they said.
Eat more greens.
What about
That and then
is it organic?
Fish oil. No, it's not organic.
That- you know
It's
how many
whatever's-
chemicals are on
I
salad?
don't give a shit.
your liver's not gonna work?
My internal age swung the wrong direction,
Did it?
which I hate that.
Mine stayed the same. It's like 32.6,
Yeah.
which is younger than I actually am.
Interesting.
But it's
What
that
was yours?
It all has to do with like blood
It
sugar,
put me at
vitamin
like
D. or
I'm
I'm
something.
39 and it put me at like 41. But last time it was opposite. It was like, great job, you're 4 years ahead of the scale. That was only 4 months ago, 6 months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Well, you can
So-
hack that a little bit because when we had them on the podcast the one time, I think they said it was like, was it 5 or 13 markers? And some you can like manipulate a little. Like,
yeah.
not
And-
manipulate, but like don't have a ton of sugar. Don't do things that are going to spike your
Yeah.
blood
It's like-
sugar.
it takes your blood sugar. I thought it was like vitamin D, maybe your testosterone, and something else. I can't remember.
Testosterone hit me bad, dude.
Really?
Really?
It was bad.
Always
you're,
is.
You're
always
free
is.
or you're.
For
My
those
free is
for those that
garbage.
don't know, I'm a single testicled man from
Okay.
cancer, and so obviously I'm fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always been like I live low, dude. Like
Yeah.
twos and 300s,
Yep.
which is so that counted against me. But I think it makes me real sensitive. You know?
Makes you more empathetic.
You're pretty sensitive.
We did talk about though, and this was a really interesting study I told them long ago. If your free flowing is low, they found a
Hamstring.
I was gonna say, are you okay?
Hamstring.
Seriously, tighten up.
You're really
ahead.
upset
Go
about
ahead.
that. They found there was a football team that they were doing like all the like biomarker things, and their testosterone was all like really low. And one thing that blocks free flowing testosterone is parabens. So like you know how you see all like the shampoo bottles and soaps and stuff that say paraben free, most of the soaps and things we use, which your skin is a sponge, absorbs that, and that just binds to your testosterone, and then it gets blocked. So a really simple fix is not using stuff that has a bunch of parabens. So just check the stuff you're putting on your face and your hair and stuff like that.
I don't think it really has that big of effect, actually.
You don't think so?
I think it has an effect, but I'm not so sure that's like a major thing, if I'm just being honest.
I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think they would do it, just my personal opinion, for a professional football. But I guess maybe for most people it doesn't matter because it's not relevant to what they're trying to do.
I think that that's a part of it, but as somebody who's like 52 and really working at that.
Oh, you would know a lot more about it than I would, for sure.
And really dialing that whole thing in. I think that's important. I'm not saying it's not, but some of that stuff.
Maybe for an NFL player who like low for them is probably like 1,100. They're like, oh, I'm really suffering this month.
Yeah, like when I was in my late 40s, I was like at 200, like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, like going from being normal, being 1,200 or something like that for a 23, 24-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it changes your life. 100%. Everything about body composition, all of that. To have that be right in my life, especially at the age I'm at, it's a really big deal.
I'll tell you one thing that helped mine the most was intermittent fasting. It's the only thing I changed.
Yeah.
In my first test, I was just looking at it was like 450. My highest got up to 896, and this last one was like 648 of just testosterone. So
Sounds amazing.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot, man.
Messed with mine
I don't like the
a lot.
idea of it, but
this last time, my ALT, my AST, which are liver enzymes, weren't that great. And then my sex hormone binding globulin was high, super high.
it's a good one.
So that's why I'm eating
That's kind of
more
globulin.
vegetables. Do what?
It's my favorite kind of globulin. Like them all, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which
so, like,
kind?
It's a great
Is
one.
it the sex binding kind?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a goblin?
Of all the globulins.
Think about all the words right
I
there.
think you've misspelled goblin. How embarrassing, Inside Tracker.
Think about those words: sex,
Binding.
binding, goblins. Isn't that what it is?
Globulin.
Globulin.
I knew that. I just
It's an interesting picture. 10 months into fasting, every single one of my markers was better.
Wow.
Every single one. I was like, okay, I'm a believer. Before, I was like, I didn't even have the scientific research to support it, but now I do. So,
And that's really unique too,
It's crazy.
because sometimes they say that, for females, that's not necessarily
Yeah.
the right thing because it can really mess with their hormones if you're not really intentional about that.
well, so I just finished Fastest Way. Excellent book. I actually have this really cool note card. I thought you'd bring that up because I didn't know if we were going to be talking about other food stuff today. Super fascinating. And it goes into all of the details, like things that we've talked about and people have asked you about like hundreds of times. And I'd read some research between men and women, but it wasn't like, it's like everyone's always going to give their opinion. But this guy who's like the specialist of all specialists was saying that for women, it's based on biological stressors. So like as women, like throughout the month, their stressors are different. But what he was saying was, if you have extra biological stress in your life as a female or a male, that is not the time to fast because fasting is putting biological stress on, like it's putting stress on you to achieve these results. So you have to be careful with it in that regard. So that was like the main difference. So if you're having, and everybody is different, like everyone's body is different. And if you have really aggressive biological issues regularly, you don't fast during that time. For me, I've done it for 11 months straight and I'm like, feel awesome, but it's so different person to person. You just have to like be aware of that.
And you don't fast, do you?
So I did for a long time, and then I decided not to, and I'm headed back towards doing again for sure here as the shoulder thing clears up for me. I'd never felt better.
Okay.
100%. And actually to live life that way was so easy. And everything for me was healthier and clearer. And then but it does take some discipline for sure for me. It doesn't, and so I just get lazy. I just kind of I like breakfast. I really do.
I love breakfast. That's the hardest part. But
and you've said to me, have breakfast, just have it at
That's
lunch.
what-
Have
yeah.
it at lunch.
I do breakfast for dinner a lot because I miss those
Honestly,
things.
the hardest part for me is the kids. When they have something left over, I'm like, I'm going to eat that.
Hey.
Uncrustables in the morning. That's what they've been, they go on kicks of what they want. Kids for breakfast, whatever. When you're a parent, you can critique me, but I give them Uncrustables if that's what they want and they're going to
Seems
eat it.
balanced.
It's better than them not eating anything.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, ooh, she only ate half that. So there's been times where I take that half and I put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the fridge,
Nice.
Some of the only dreams that I have or like that I ate before my fast.
That's so
That's
funny.
weird. I'll wake up and I'm like, oh God, thanks. It was only a dream. I've only not fasted one day in 3 years.
Man, what a trip.
It was Thanksgiving
Isn't that
this year because they do like Hillary's family does breakfast on Thanksgiving. And usually I just sit there and watch everybody eat. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to eat. F it. And I
Yeah.
just ended my fast early. So it's
Yeah.
not that big a deal.
Well, that was one of the things I read about too, because to his point about the 3 years straight, I got so overwhelmed because I didn't feel good from it until like between 30 and 60 days before. And first I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stick with this mentally. Like I feel good challenging myself that way. But then I've gotten to the point where I can sleep 6 to 6.5 hours a night and feel great, which is crazy. But anyway, so in this book, Fast This Way, he talks about, my thing was, if I mess up, I have to go another 60 days before it's good again. So I wasn't going to trip, you know? But apparently, if you can go on and off and still have the benefits, which is reassuring because we're all human and like, you know, your kids, your whatever you're doing, that makes it, I feel like, more encouraging that like, you know, if you're going to go to a family like, that's fine. You know, be a human. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like putting you back at 60 days of having to
Well, that's
reset.
what I like about it. You screw up one day. It's like, I'll just get
Yeah.
back on it
Yeah.
next day.
Yeah,
Like,
for
not-
sure.
My curse with diets is actually always not eating enough.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like,
This
I'll
makes me, but that's mine too. This makes me eat.
Yeah.
Because by the time noon comes around for me, I'm ready to eat because we've had that large training session in the morning. It makes me eat before our second training session. So I feel better for that second training session because it makes me eat.
And then you're done at what time?
8. I go 12 to 8.
To 8, okay.
And so like
So you can
right
still have
up-
like a nightlife, like, you know, you can go out on Valentine's Day, still get dinner. And,
yeah, for sure. And then all right, so you know you're going to be eating a little bit later because it is Valentine's Day. Push your window back
Oh, right.
1 to 9 or whatever it is.
Yeah, okay.
Or if you drink
It's
adult
really not that hard.
beverages, you just, you know, don't eat till later the next
Yeah.
day.
And then I also feel like, so in between your two training sessions, like if I crush that much food,
Feel fine.
I would be all
How will you-
sloshy around you
Yeah.
in session
No.
too, right?
No, what I usually do is do a shake and a big meal because we've kind of moved that. We've been training a little earlier because I want to get done by 4:30 versus 5:30 or 6.
Yeah.
So we've been doing. I'll do my shake, a pretty decent sized meal, and then like a snack, something right before we train.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but just like some calories, and I feel great. And then I eat right after, take a shake and eat right after.
All right.
Feel great.
One of the biggest hurdles for me was like eating enough late.
Yeah.
So that
You got to
'cause
eat
that-
right up until like last night.
Yeah.
I had a bowl of Raisin Bran at 7:52.
Nice.
But it's turned
I've
into
watched
like
that
me and the
before.
kids.
Amazing.
Like
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
and Lakeland usually have our bowl of cereal together
Oh,
at night.
dude.
Aw.
Because that first workout of the day for me initially for 30 days.
For 30 days,
just
it's for 30.
horrible.
I said 3 weeks. 3 weeks was hard, but luckily for us, when I started, it was the day after the CrossFit Games in 17 or 18. I can't remember, and I just have stuck with it since. But the
Yeah.
first, so our volume was low when I started it, and then I was gonna just do that while it was kind of off season.
Yeah.
And then when we started ramping up volume, I was like, let me just see if I can keep up with it. And it was fine. I did that whole triathlon last year that we did
know, you
that
told me.
without eating.
Oh my gosh, that's
It
incredible.
was fine.
There actually is a hack too. So I'm not sure like what your barrier to entry is when it comes to
Bless
fasting.
you.
God bless you. But he talks about, because a lot of people really are like slightly, trauma isn't the correct word, but like they really can't get past how hungry or dizzy or whatever they feel in the morning. So he talks about like, you remember when bulletproof coffee was like the thing in CrossFit? So he actually says, I know you're supposed to say, is it 15 or 20 calories or carbs?
15, I think.
Okay, carbs or
calories.
calories?
I think it's calories.
It was like basically anything under 15 calories isn't going to break your fast. But he also says your body doesn't react or have this spike. So if you are struggling to get into it, start with having a bulletproof coffee because of the amount of fat in there. It will actually, he's like, you probably won't even be hungry by the time lunch comes around. And this whole like sheet I have in front of me talks about it's fasting hacks that like we crave things because of the bad things we're putting in our body. Like for instance, mind you, this is like I cooked all this in toasted sesame oil, which adds a flavor. The seed oils like canola oil, sunflower oil, sesame oil, those are all supposed to have like negative effects, like make you crave more sugars. So if you're craving like chocolate later, even though we had our s'mores roll, whatever, a lot of that has to do with those types of things. But anyway, if you have fat in the morning, he says that's okay. It doesn't have the same effects on your body, and it's an easier way to get into it, I guess.
Coffee right off. Black coffee. It's saving grace.
I love
Good to
black
me.
coffee.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. That's what I do.
Yeah, 100%.
It's my like morning while the kids are eating. Usually I make my coffee. I do a pour over, and then I drink about, probably right at 16 ounces.
Yeah.
450 grams, and that's all I have every morning, black coffee.
Man, I just got back on that horse. So I went all of January without coffee or like refined sugar.
Nice.
It's like my second treat.
Oh wow,
How'd you feel?
nice going.
Feel fantastic. Yeah. This week I'm pretty beat up. Like I don't usually. I came to the barn on Saturday. I don't usually do that.
Yeah.
Like I got my ass whooped a little bit, but yeah. Otherwise, feeling great.
Isn't it weird how sugar tastes after you take a break from refined sugar? Have you found that? Like your first couple bites, it's almost like it doesn't taste good if it's too sweet. I've only done that a couple times in my life, but
I've never tasted sugar that didn't taste
Yeah,
good.
I know.
Oh,
I mean, I
no.
can smell it.
I used to do it for Lent, you
The kids are
know?
having treats, and I'm.
Ugh.
That's all I need, man.
Yeah.
Come here, give me that.
Hey, man, let me smell your food.
Oh gosh.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right, that's probably an hour.
Yeah, I think
We have
we
a-
We got a call?
Whoop call.
Yeah.
Whoop call.
Whoop, whoop,
Whoop. Whoop.
There it is.
It was great. We did a lot of talking to get about today's sponsors too.
Yeah.
RP
Crushed
and,
it with the
and Inside
food.
Tracker.
There we go. Yeah. Unscripted as well. So, yeah. We'll do it. Elly, you should do a video on how you did this thing.
That'd
Should
be
do
fun.
A food video.
How I made this.
I would love that.
How I made the sushi.
Good job, Elly.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
that was great. Thank you.
Thanks for the challenge.
Peace.